The Club of Budapest is a think tank. It promotes and supports a manifesto on planetary consciousness.
There's something that we all intuitively feel that's part of our lives which can't be explained by contemporary science. And it's that the Tyringham Initiative really wants to explore.
So this event really brings together some of the people who are working on the frontiers of consciousness.
It's a combination of great forward thinkers, consciousness explorers,
Healers, philosophers, scientists, members of the United Nations, people from Burning Man, from Damanhur, the eco community in Italy.
We all have a piece of the jigsaw and we need to come together to create the entire picture.
Consciousness is the only thing that truly exists at a fundamental level. Consciousness is awareness.
On one level, I think consciousness is a deep spiritual experience. It's coming in to know yourself. But then there's another level of consciousness, and that consciousness is how we as a whole of humanity are evolving and coming in to interact with each other, and how we're sharing that consciousness.
So consciousness is an awareness that we are much more than what we believe that we are in a physical state.
We're not simply bags of skin and bone walking around on the planet.
People are craving this type of meaning, and there's critical mass of people wishing to explore that.
When a system becomes dysfunctional, it uses more of its energy to heal its own dysfunctionalities. Meanwhile, innovations and creative solutions crop up everywhere, but they look ineffective because they're not in the big systems. So we're all surrounded by creative people who are not in power.
Unless we start to understand the true nature of consciousness, we may not even make it as a species.
Our crisis is the birth of a co-evolving, co-creative humanity.
We're on the verge of a 21st century scientific revolution that's actually much more than that. This will transform not just the way we see the outer world, but how we see the inner world, how we see ourselves.
We've had some marvellous speakers, Dr. Ervin Lazlo, who had an out-of-body near-death experience whilst in a coma.
In many ways, my personal experience mirrors what all of humanity is going through now in terms of an awakening, a synthesis of science and spirituality.
And the symposium has brought some members of the Club of Budapest. Dr. Ervin Lazlo is here, Dr. Jude Caravan. We've had the wonderful Barbara Marx Hubbard. We've had Don Beck.
The gathering of this group of people is so appropriate for this moment in time.
If we learn how to connect our spiritual, social, and scientific technological breakthroughs, we would see a future basically of a universal species.
This magnificent symposium that the Club of Budapest has put on has been one of the most outstanding and beautiful experiences that I've had in a long time. And I go to a lot of events because the gathering of this group of people is so appropriate for this moment in time.
If we learn how to appreciate and connect our spiritual, social, and scientific technological breakthroughs, we would see a future basically of a universal species. In the more spiritual sense, you could say the whole universe is a love story.
It's the same love that brings the particles of an atom together in the nucleus.
Quark with quark, electron with electron.
It's the same love that brings the genes of a DNA together and make a living organism, and that brings people together to make a community. Rise up to the challenge of creating the world that is fit to live in for all of us, that is based on collaboration, cooperation, co-evolution, and ultimately based on love.